Watch me ride.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Metal Works. If you remember in the last episode we got to basically this point. The legs are made, not attached, and the wings are made and they're not attached. So today I've got to weld the legs on. I'm going to do the legs first because then I can get the wing angle right, because they'll be much easier to get right versus these legs. Because what I'm going to have to do is weld the back ones, just pull them out a bit and weld them, get the position kind of right for them, and then work out where the other ones are going to go from there, and then they're going to have to be bent so it sits right. So that's going to be quite a job of its own. I got another bottle, because this is made of a bottle of gas, and put in just an arm, and I've tried several different wire speeds and powers to see how I can get the cleanest weld. So this looks messy as hell, but it's because I was practicing different things. I've got it down to a point that now it should be pretty clean. I think there's anything else to cover for now, so let's go over to the vise. This is really difficult to see. You see that? Oh god, don't move. Don't move. After putting some weld on, I realised it was quite a nice sort of looking transition, so I have built up the weld a bit. I'll clean those up using a Dremel with a die grinder. Bob over there. Take that off as well. But yeah, basically, I just have to now shape them clean so it all fits in properly, and then we'll move on to the next legs. Okay, so the back legs are attached. I have built up a little bit around them. I've still got a little bit of work to just smooth that into a more gradual transition just on that edge. I might even put a dot weld in to help with that. But generally they're done. I wanted to get them close to being done, because obviously when I put the other legs in I'm going to have less room to work with. So the next step will be just hold these in place, tack them, weld them, and then clean them up. And then it'll be the middle ones, and then the legs will be on. That's better. Okay, so the front legs are on, the middle legs are in place, got to weld these on, and then I can do a final grind around, sanding, just finish everything up around the legs and get the position of these right. Going alright though, quite pleased. Ah! My boot! Ah! My Dremel just went off on one on its own. It's now stuck on off. So basically what happened was the Dremel was off, then it turned itself on to maximum with a little noise and wouldn't turn off, and the switch stuck in the on-off position, but it was still running. And that's because I think a metal filing got into the potentiometer style switch again, and it fused itself between the two surfaces. So once I took it apart, broke that apart, used some contact cleaner, and ran the switch backwards and forwards multiple times until that little lump I could feel went, and then blew it out with airline. In theory, I've just fixed it. Voided the warranty, but fixed it. Okay, the moment of truth. It's off, so if it comes on, not fixed. Oh, seems okay. Oh. Okay, let's bring you up to date because a lot has happened. I really needed to get on with this, so there was a matter of time that I was just like powering through it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not recording. But the legs are on and basically cleaned up underneath. They look a little bit shinier under there than the other rest of it because this sort of gets a darkened patina after a day or so. So anything I've worked on goes super shiny, but it'll all dull down to the same colour. The neck, that will please a lot of people. I have smoothed it right out. I smoothed it a little bit and I was like, no, I kind of like where this is going, and I just kept going and going and going and going. So all that's actually left to do now is put the wings on, which are going to be, you know, something like that, but not so messed up. Okay, so now I'm on to the wings. In reality, we've actually skipped a day because the legs took me, took me a day. So today I need to clean up a little bit on the neck here, maybe fill a couple of holes, I'm not quite sure, and then we need to attach the wings, and that's basically it. It should be done at that point, which is amazing to say. What I have done is I've marked out the holes where I'm going to drill the wings. I spent an awful lot of time looking at wings of dragonflies and where they attach the body and how they sit and everything, and I think I've kind of like, yeah, okay, I know what I can do that will kind of work. So I've marked them out. I've centre punched them, and so we'll get on to drilling those later on, but I just wanted to get those marked out first while I was fresh of mind. And now we'll just have a look at this neck. Okay, I need to bring you up to date because a lot's happened. About 2 or 3 hours has passed at least, I think. I've added more weld to the neck and smoothed that out and evened it up. I've retouched up one of the legs and got that much better than it was before. In fact, it's perfect now. The tail I wanted to weld all the way around and not leave that gap. And I did that, but it really didn't take well to this surface here. It kind of destroyed it. So I ground it back, re-welded it, and just kept doing that until I got the shape back, and it's much better. There's still a nice texture on it, but it's much better than it was before, and it's held on all the way around. I've also drilled the holes in the back, and I've discovered that these pins are going to be way too long because of the thing inside, so I basically need to bend all of these to their 90-degree angle, roughly, with a starting point, and then chop the pins down. The reason I'll do the bend before I take the pins off, because obviously it gives me more to get leverage with. So bend the wings, chop them down, and then have another look. Okay, so they're in. Trying to decide the final position. I'm quite happy with this one and the way it's sat. So I'm going to weld this one in place just with a tack, and that'll give me a starting point to try and match the other one to, and then work out where the next ones need to go. But I still will have some bending ability. That'll hold it while I work out the next one. Right, the pin inside's too long, it's causing me trouble, so that's going to have to shorten. Okay, well the wings are on. I wasn't expecting to do that in one go. I thought I was going to clean up in between, but I just was like, no, just do this. Basically, I'd always planned to do this. Well, I hadn't always, but I did a little while ago realise that, oh, no, we're going to have to do that, because if I live in the middle plane, it's going to look weird. So what I've done is I've built up what looks like the muscle structure on a Dragonfly in weld, and I'm going to just buff it up and then clean the edges and see how it looks as it is. It's a risky thing to do, but I think it'll work out. Hello everybody. It's done. The Dragonfly is done. Basically, after I welded the top of it, I sculpted that a little bit and then just went over the thing and sanded it a little bits I didn't like, and just all the finishing touches. Nothing very interesting to watch, to be honest. So I'm going to show you it now, but only from one angle, because I want to do a reveal video where you can see it properly, because in a day or so's time it'll also have darkened in places with the patina starts to form. And there it is. My God. 2 weeks, 2 days. But actually, probably more like a week and a half's days of work. Long days. Because I missed a few days in between because I've not been able to get in the garage. But anyway, it's done. And so I'm going to only show you one angle for now because I want to do like a reveal video. Also, as I say, the patina will improve. But yeah, it's just under 5 kilos. Sending it in a parcel shouldn't be a problem due to the height that I've kept it to and the width. It should actually be fine. I say I'm kind of speechless and extremely proud. Maybe I wasn't entirely crazy doing this Metalworks thing, because this is exactly the sort of thing I had in mind. Just remember when I said about when I was a kid and had this idea of making things, it wasn't clocks. It was things like that. It was making things out of things, but it wasn't the clocks. Although I love making the clocks, and you know, I'm going to be getting into making a few more of those over the next few days. But it was this sort of thing that I wanted to really do. So this will be going up for sale. I'm not sure quite how much it's going to be. Be prepared, it will be expensive. This has been a lot of work and there's been a lot of stuff that's gone into this. This is not going to be 100 quid. That is if somehow I can convince myself a way that I can keep it, because I might just keep this one. It's just so cool. But anyway, thank you very much for watching if you've actually followed through this series. The reveal video I say is going to come. Thank you very much for anyone who supported me during this time. It's been incredibly nice of you, and you know, it allows me to continue doing this. Please forgive my sort of incoherentness, but I'm just so tired. And it's done. My brain's just like, time to shut down. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, please. Share these videos around with anyone that you know. And you can, as I say, support the channel for the videos that have been made. I would really appreciate it.